season has hit high gear, and off we go in Week 11 on EA Sports. And as we see so frequently here in Colorado, that one over the end line, so it'll come out to the 25. Going to throw right away. Open net is Jacob Hollister. And he's going to be dropped following a pickup of 7 past the 30 to the 32. This defense for the Broncos, they were terrific in the win over Tennessee a week ago.
And every defensive team that we talk to, they spend a lot of time talking about creating turnovers. And anytime you get 2 or more in a game, you've had a really good performance. They exceeded that number in a huge way. They got the football back 4 times in the win.
Now, meanwhile, here's a second down throw that's knocked away and incomplete.
As a defensive back, you have some weapons at your disposal that we don't often talk about. And you can read the receiver's eyes, you can read his hands, and you know that the arrival of the ball is imminent, and that allows you to make a play on it and oftentimes knock it away.
Now the throw on third down, knocked away and incomplete.
Nice back-to-back plays defensively. They're stacking momentum now. 1 incompletion, 2 incompletion. They're going for more.
They punted 3 times in the loss last week as he sends this one away. This is taken at the 15. That'll be a 49-yard punt, 6 yards there on the return. And the Broncos take over, first down and 10. So first and 10 here for Wilson and the Broncos at their own 21. They'll start the drive with a run by Gordon. Oh, he's got a little daylight. There's the stiff arm. And he'll have it past midfield almost to the 40 before being taken down. A big pickup of 38.
Well, I tell you what, when you get a running back who can move like that in the open field, that's something to take advantage of, and they certainly did there.
So the big play gets him across midfield now for first and 10. This is Gordon as they go to him again.
44 yards rushing for him now to this point. The Broncos at 3-6 now on the year, and they were winners their last time out, so they'll be looking to make it 2 in a row.
And so much about football, partner, comes down to mindset, being in the right frame of mind, and the best way to get in that good frame of mind, winning. So they come in feeling good. They've got the home crowd behind them. I think they're going to be tough to beat in this one.
6 yards on that last play. Here's second and 4. Now it's Wilson. And his throw here is incomplete.
Even the greats in this game, and he certainly qualifies as one of them, they're going to have trouble if they continue to throw into double coverage.
He better be careful. Throwing into too much double coverage might have a couple of them picked off. Now Wilson. And that will be incomplete. Well, they weren't scared to let it fly, but it falls to the ground and brings up 4th down.
4th down, Wilson trots off, and on comes Brandon McManus for the Denver field goal.
This will be kicked from the 42. It's a 52-yard attempt. The kick by McManus is good. And the Broncos, the first to grace the scoreboard. It's 3-0. So a pretty good opening drive. That'll make the home fans somewhat happy. They wanted 6, but they got 3 in the early lead.
And they should be happy. The guys look good getting down the field. That's got to give them a little bit of hope that good things are in store here today for them.
The Raider offense set to get this drive started. And the last drive, the first drive for them, not very good. 3 and out. What do they go to here?
Well, you don't look down at your play sheet and say, this is what the problem is. Let's find out who my playmakers are. Get the ball in their hands and make the offensive move a little bit better.
Sometimes it's more important to get it to the right people rather than dialing up the right number.
Exactly.
Or the right play, yeah.
That too.
Carl try it again on second down. He gets this to Devontae Adams.
And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. 17 yards is the pickup there for number 17. That's the number 2 receiver in the NFL in terms of yardage. And tell you what, a few more plays like that, he won't be number 2 for long.
Well, that's what often happens when you have competitors running around the field. These guys know where they stand in relationship to yardage, totals, numbers, the whole deal. And let's face it, all of them, they all want to be number 1.
And he'll be taken down just shy of midfield. 7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave him with a 2nd and 3. Now Carr. Got a man open. It's Darren Waller. And they'll get this down to the 42-yard line.
That was a route run not just with dexterity, but with intelligence. Found the hole in the zone, made sure the quarterback saw him, and was able to make the sure catch and flip the down marker back to 1.
Here's Jacobs on 1st and 10. It's a 6-yard gain on the ground, and that'll make it 2nd and 4. Now, look, that wasn't a huge gain, but those are the types of carries I think they were missing in their loss last week. They couldn't get him going on the ground.
Did you get the same feeling I did during our meetings, that they kind of regretted that he didn't touch the ball?
Absolutely.
You know, hey, he should have touched it more last week. They weren't going to make that same mistake, and they've taken care of that early.
Over the middle, complete. It's Jacobs. And this is going to be another first down as they'll make the tackle at the Broncos' 24-yard line. A nice pickup there of 11 yards, and it'll move the sticks. Carr now on 1st down. This will be caught inside the 10. Touchdown! Tyron Johnson. His 3rd touchdown now on the year. And the Raiders have answered that early field goal to take a first-quarter lead. Extra point by Carlson, up and good. And that makes it a 7-3 lead. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. Last time out, you remember their drive stalled, but thanks to their kicker, booted a long field goal to at least get them 3. Now here they'll try to do better and find the end zone.
And in our experience, how much fun is it for coaches to know that they've got a kicker who can nail it from long distance? Now, the hard part is, as an offensive play caller, you don't want that in your head too much where you're relying on it, and he goes out and gets the job done for them. But I'm quite sure he would be content to just kick extra points from here on out.
Yeah, absolutely no question. I think his teammates would be okay with him just kicking the extra points as well. They'll keep it on the ground this time. And oh, he coughed it up. And he'll scratch out only about a yard up to the 42. And they have the football and will set up shop at the 33-yard line. And a little careless there. And now, as with every potential turnover, they're going to take a second look at this just to make sure. So that one overturned. They say the knee was down, and that will not be ruled a fumble. Third and 2, now Wilson. This one complete to Jerry Jeudy. And he takes this one down almost all the way to the 30. That goes as a gain of 36 on 3rd down.
Well, dialing up that play call certainly meant that he grabbed a little extra shot of courage on that one, because normally on 3rd and short, you're just trying to move the sticks, get the ball just past that line of scrimmage. Instead, they take the big shot downfield, and it pays off.
Now Gordon on 1st down, and he'll manage to pick up about 4 at 2nd down. These two teams met up earlier in the year, back in Week 4, and it was the visitors getting the win there, so they'll be looking for the sweep back here at home. Following the pickup of 4, here's 2nd and 6.
36 power.
They go play action with Wilson. Under pressure, and he will go down. Sacked back at the 38. Big Ndamukong Suh, one of the league's best for a long time, getting a sack there.
All about the offense so far this drive, putting something sustained together. But the defense, they responded on that play. 2nd and manageable became 3rd and long. The drive marching to the end zone is one play from stalling out.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. It's his running back, Melvin Gordon. And they'll get him down about 3 yards short of the first. It'll be a pickup of 14, but they're still a little bit short as it brings up 4th.
But don't tell any defensive coordinator I played for, but that might be considered a win for both teams because defensively they stopped them short and forced the 4th down. But offensively, they picked up enough yards to give their kicker a better shot if that's what they want to do.
4th down, Wilson trots off, and on comes Brandon McManus for the Denver field goal. He connected on his first, this from 41. The kick by McManus is good, and they'll get it back within a point at 7-6. So 2 first-quarter field goal attempts for him, and he's converted on both.
I like the positive right there. 2 for 2, got the points on the board. The negative side is they didn't score touchdowns. And, of course, going forward in this game, that's going to be the aim, and hopefully he'll be kicking extra points instead.
The Raider offense set to get this drive started. And the football changing hands here as this offense takes the field. Charles, they'd be fine with more of the same on this upcoming drive. Last time out, they found the end zone for 6.
And they're certainly hoping for more of the same, but the game plan, I doubt it'll just be a carbon copy of the last drive because I think this offense is ready to break out some new wrinkles and try some new things that might be hidden in their playbook. They want to use that confidence to its advantage while also keeping the defense from anticipating what's up next.
Carr going to give it to Jacobs. And he'll take this ahead for about 4. 2nd down coming up. They give him 4 yards there. It'll be 2nd and 6. After one, a 1-point game. 7-6. The run got 4. Now they deal with a 2nd and 6. Once again, it's Jacobs. And very little daylight there. He'll get a couple up to the 44.
Now that's a mountain of a man that just made that stop, isn't it? But he's more than that. This guy's nimble and quick. More than a space eater, he just made a great play there.
A nickel set defensively for the Broncos here on 3rd down. Now Carr. Able to find Waller. That's complete. And this is going to be another 1st down as they'll make the tackle at the Broncos 39. A nice pickup of 17 yards.
When you get a big tight end like this, sometimes it takes more than one man to bring him down. Oftentimes your best bet, just jump on and hold on and wait for your teammates to arrive to help get him on the ground.
A run on 1st down, but it's not going to get him much, maybe a yard, and that's all.
Yeah, things were pretty stacked up there in the middle of the line. A lot of bodies, not much space. I think ultimately he was fortunate to get anything out of that run.
On 2nd and 9, Carr. Here's Johnson with a reception.
And this is going to be another first down as they'll make the tackle at the Broncos 16. This drive, it's been a good mix. 3 passing plays, 3 runs, hitting on all 3 of those passes, and the last one putting them in the red zone.
So wouldn't you think play action right here? Because you've got the ability and had the ability to run it in, throw it, go play action and take your shot at the end zone.
And they get to him quickly here as he stopped right around the 13. Give him 3 on first down. It'll set up a 2nd and 7. 2 minutes gone by, second quarter. On 2nd and 7, Carr. And his throw is incomplete.
So many offenses want to include their running backs into their passing offense and be able to swing the ball out or check it down to them. But sometimes those guys are just not as comfortable catching the ball as they are running it.
An 8-play drive to this point. So here's play number 9 on 3rd and 7. Throwing now is Carr. And Waller taking it in over the middle. And the Raiders are going to have 1st and goal as they try to finish off this drive with 6 points.
And in a lot of ways, that catch is expected. Red zone presence. And that one was realized there. You've got to find your tight end in that situation.
Drake will take this one in for a Vegas touchdown. So, partner, it was a passing game that drove them down the field, but when they get close, they trust that man in the backfield, and he took them home.
And they trust their offensive line as well, because so many of these units, they specialize in either pass protection or run blocking. This group shows its versatility and gets both done on this drive.
Extra point by Carlson, up and good. And the lead is up to 8. On is the Raider kickoff unit now as they will send this one away. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. Denver offense at the line, ready to go. They've been settling quite a bit. They've been able to move the football some, but they've just been settling. That's one of the reasons they're down on the scoreboard.
I love that word you picked, settling, because nowadays in this NFL, you're thinking touchdown almost every drive because everything's so high-powered. Yeah, you'll take the field goal, but you always feel like you're leaving points out there when you don't put it in the end zone.
They'll be trying to put it in the end zone here on this drive. Here's 2nd and 7 now from the 28. Out of the gun, here's Wilson. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete.
Part of what we're seeing so far is the defense is certainly coordinated. Both levels doing their jobs in tandem. The back helping the front helping the back. The pressure got home on that last play and forced him to try and throw through contact and short of the sticks.
On 3rd down, Wilson. Albert Okwuegbunam, the intended target. And he's going to be stopped here a few yards short of the first as the tackle is made at the 33. And that's good for a gain of 6. And that's going to make it 4th down. On 4th down, here's Sam Martin on to kick it away. He was only asked to punt once in the victory last week as he sends this one away. Taking it about the 16. A nice job getting free on the return for 13 yards. And the Raiders will take over now 1st and 10. The Raider offense set to get this drive started. As the offense begins another drive here, pretty simple, Charles. They want to carbon copy what happened the last time out when they ended their drive in the end zone.
You're right about that, partner. Sounds pretty simple, doesn't it? Just score again, but we know it's not that simple because we don't just make adjustments at halftime. If you're a good football team, you spend that time on the sideline, you study what's on the notes and the tablets, and you make those adjustments to prevent a repeat of the last drive. Series to series, the best teams, that's how they get it done.
And we'll find out here soon enough whether those adjustments are enough defensively. And he'll scratch out a yard up to the 30, and that's all.
Well, that's a good start to this drive on the defensive side of the ball.
Forcing completion on 1st down. Then you're able to shut down the running play on 2nd.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised now. A little bit of pressure going at the quarterback in an expected passing situation.
Throwing his car on third down. Catch is made by Hunter Renfrow. And he is going to have the Raiders first down as they're able to get the third down conversion.
I don't care how many times we say it, I still get a kick. Quarterbacks and receivers do the pass tree in pregame warm-up, but I always remember that when we go to practices, we see that after practices as well. They really tune it up, don't they?
They tune it up. They know why they do it for these situations. First down.
And they build that trust, and that's why they're able to find him in this type of a situation.
First down, here's White. And this one goes nowhere. Losing yardage on the play back at the 46. Call it a full 3 yards in the wrong direction there. Brings up second down.
I like the strategy. Extra tight ends, extra beef. They want to run the football, but that means they probably want to run it inside. If you get strung out on the perimeter, you're in peril.
Yeah, we saw the result, negative yardage. They try to throw on second down, but this one is incomplete.
My first thought is surprise because that's one of the better tight ends around, and I've seen him pull in balls like this before. But how about a little credit to the defense forcing that incompletion?
On third and long, it's Carr. He hits Adams, complete. And this is going to be another first down as they'll make the tackle at the Broncos' 34-yard line. A big play there as they get the conversion on 3rd and 13. So a 1st and 10 now in Denver territory at the 34. Now back to the ground game with White. And he's got some space here. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. Another big hitter there. This one good for 18. And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action. So the ball down to the 16 here for 1st and 10. Here's a toss right side with White. And this one goes nowhere. Losing yardage back at the 22. That's going to go as a loss of 6, and it'll set them back for second down. Now the Broncos are going to call the first of their timeouts as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming second down play. From the gun, it's Carr. Nowhere to turn this time, and he goes down. Sacked back at the 29. Now a second timeout called for by the defense as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. Carr and the Raiders following the sack, looking up at a 3rd and long. Here's Carr. Under pressure, and they got to him again. Now the defense will burn their 3rd and final timeout as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. And his kick is good. He got every bit of that one as it's good from 56 yards out. And that will extend their lead here to 17-6. That was perfect. From distance, he steps up, knocks it right down Main Street.
And Main Street's celebrating right now with him, aren't they? I love the mechanics of the whole thing. Snap, hold, everything was right on target, and the blocking was perfect, and he executed so well.
The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. Now they're about to come up on drive number 4, but so far just 2 field goals on drives 1 through 3.
Wondering if the head coach is talking with his offensive coordinator and said, look, let's go ahead and press this a little bit. I'm giving you 4 downs on just about every occasion to try and get this offense kick-started and have it culminate in touchdowns. You know, maybe someday I'll press it a little bit. This might be the case.
So how about that for a chain mover? They're all the way down inside the 40 now for 1st and 10. From the shotgun, Wilson. He'll get that complete to Albert O. And he's going to be taken down at about the 33.
Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion. They would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication. And as he dragged across each zone, you see him pointing, communicating. There he is, and they passed him off to each defender. Ended up making a nice play, even though it was complete.
That's now a pair of explosive plays in succession, both north of 20 yards. To throw again is Wilson. To the end zone, but knocked away and incomplete.
So many times when we talk about coverage, we're just about a defender running with a receiver, but a big part of it is understanding where the football is, finding it. In this case, when it arrived, it wasn't a surprise, and he was able to bat it away.
And now they'll take a timeout defensively. After the 2nd down play, they burned the timeout, making him sweat out the final few ticks here in the 2nd quarter. The kick by McManus is good, and that'll make this an 8-point game. So he's been a busy man here in this first half. That's 3 field goals for him now.
And not just 3 field goals, but 3 for 3. So even though the offense has struggled a bit putting it in the end zone, they've still been able to come away with points due to his leg.
Here comes Darius Phillips out of the end zone. So we've reached halftime with the visiting Raiders out in front. As now we send you out to Orlando and hook back up with Jonathan Coachman for our EA Sports Halftime Report. And we welcome you back now. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin, getting set for quarter number 3 here. It'll be the Broncos getting the football first in this second half as they trail, and we are back underway. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. Denver offense at the line, ready to go. And they do trail, but they have a chance to possess the football first to try and do something about it.
And that certainly makes it something of an important drive for them, because is it going to win the game? No, but you have to do something to bring some life to your sideline.
And not much to speak of. Call it a 1-yard gain up to the 26.
Well, sometimes you just have to give credit to the defense. Great job there at the point of attack, holding up. They won their battles at the line of scrimmage, left him no space to try and run. A really nice job swarming to the ball carrier.
On 2nd down, Gordon once more. And he'll take this up near the 35, maybe the 34. 60 yards on the ground for him so far. And that looked like some pretty easy yardage there right up the gut.
And he's a guy that has some height to him. So when you don't have to drop a shoulder or create or get through contact or trash, it makes it a lot easier to stay upright, see the field, and make a run as we just saw there.
On 3rd and 1, Wilson steps away to his left. And the throw there going to be incomplete.
The goal is certainly to try and make a big play happen and climb back into this game, but you have to be careful. If you overdo it, you could turn it over and hurt your team.
Here's Sam Martin now, as he'll punt it away for the 2nd time. He'll send this one into the mile-high air, and it's a good one. A nice return there of 11 to help mitigate a good punt. And it'll be Raiders football, 1st and 10. The Raider offense set to get this drive started. They begin the drive on the ground. It's White, and he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that. 2nd down.
Well, that's just a pile of bodies there, and that's when you kind of find out who's a tough guy, right? Who can stand up and make a play. It was only a 3-yard run, but for both sides, they had to walk away from that feeling like, okay, I can stand up when the going gets tough in here.
On 2nd and 7, Carr. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
I think he had to unload that one before he wanted to. He was right up in his grill. I think he was a dentist there without a license, don't you?
Just not enough time for the play to develop. Just lucky it wasn't a fumble, really. Now Carr. He'll be brought down by the Broncos. It's a sack. Randy Gregory drops him for a loss of 12, and it also brings up 4th down. I'm sure a lot of time was spent in the locker room, Charles, and talking with his defense about setting a tone here in the 3rd quarter when you're down on the scoreboard. A sack like that, maybe that can get them going.
Yeah, you have to believe exactly what you just said, that they got together and said, let's be some change agents here. Let's go ahead and turn things around. Let's be the force that gets us going here in the 2nd half and puts us in a position to find a way to win the game.
Nice punt, but good work on the return to get back 11 yards. And they will take over 1st and 10. The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. And our game's hit a little bit of a lull here, a little bit of a snag. Punts on back-to-back drive.
And old school coaches don't necessarily mind that. Didn't turn it over, right? Didn't create a big play for the other team. Right now what you're looking for is, can you gain an advantage in field position? And that's what both teams are seeking right now.
Yeah, they'll be seeking to gain that advantage here on this drive. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. They'll try the right side this time here with Gordon. And he is going to lose yardage here. Chandler Jones so quick. He was the one that got in to stop that one before it got started.
Sometimes you just sit back and marvel at what he can do defensively. Speed, strength, quickness. He's the whole package. And that package just wrapped up the runner for a loss.
So the 1st down run lost a couple. Now they come up 2nd and 12. Now it's Wilson. And he'll slide to a halt here. Still a little shy of the 1st down marker. Give him 7 there on the tuck and run, and they're in better shape now for 3rd.
The defense did its job of taking away a quick throw, but that's only half the battle because they've got to get to him before he can make a run for it. A little bit late containing him there, so he makes a nice gain out of a play that looked like it was in trouble.
From the gun on 3rd down, Wilson. This one swung out to Williams. And they'll work this down inside the 30.
How about that strategy there, Brandon? 3rd down. They just said, we've got faith in our tacklers. We'll give you the short stuff, and just decided to protect the sticks. So every time I hear fans telling me tackling's not a part of the game anymore, plays like that, I can clip and save and show them you have to tackle well if you want to be a good defense.
They'll run for it. It's Gordon. And he's able to pick up the 1st before he's taken down at the 27. They only got a couple, but a couple's all that they needed as they convert on 4th. At first glance, I actually wasn't sure that he got it, but he ended up getting it by about a full yard.
He certainly did, but it took a little effort, didn't it? Took some nice push, a little crease inside, and some determined running to make sure that he got the 1st down.
They go play action now. Wilson. He's got his man on the crossing route. And they're going to be set up now with the ball at the 13-yard line.
I'll give them credit for a good read right there because they read the man coverage on the right side and sent the tight end a few steps down the field and then angled him to the left on a crossing route. And he was able to get enough separation on this play to turn it into a nice gain.
Now a first down carry. It's Williams. And strong running there as he's inside the 10 and down to the 8-yard line. 5 yards is the tally on first down. That brings up 2nd and 5.
And there we saw one of the downsides of blitzing during a rundown because sometimes you get out of your gaps. You don't fit the run quite as well because you're headed towards the ball carrier with abandon.
2nd and 5 now. Wilson, and it's caught. That play gets him 6 yards and sets them up with a 1st and goal.
And the tight end is certainly a position built to move the chains because they can control space underneath. If they've got good hands, then, of course, they're a dynamic target. But one other thing is they're right in the sight lines of a quarterback on just about every play, and that makes it easier for the quarterback to pick him out and deliver.
There's a fast release by Wilson out to the flat. Touchdown, Broncos! Cortland Sutton from 3 yards out. And the Broncos have come back to make it a 2-point game.
And that touchdown ends a streak, for lack of a better word, of 3 field goals that they put on the board previously. They finally cracked the code.
Yeah, they've been down there. They've been in enemy territory, as you said. They just haven't been able to punch it in until that point. They're going to give it to Gordon. And he'll get into the end zone, and those 2 points are going to tie the game. So they kept it on the ground, got it into the end zone. Charles, sometimes you probably see teams treat a 2-point conversion differently than if it was 1st and goal from the 2, or I should say 3rd and goal from the 2.
I agree with you totally on that. A lot of teams treat it as if they have farther to go and shy away from running the football. I think this is a great spot to do it because most teams play you for the pass. Go ahead and run and let your linemen surge and fire out.
The Raider offense set to get this drive started. And their lead has evaporated in this 3rd quarter. It's tied once more as they begin with a 1st and 10. Open man, that's Renfro. And he's going to be out up around the 45-yard line. An ideal beginning of the drive there as they'll get 20 and a 1st down.
But one of the ways the quarterbacks keep all the receivers alive in a play, never lock in on any one guy. Make sure you keep your eyes moving, scan the field. And here he finds the open guy for a nice pickup.
There's a throw over the middle. It's taken in by his tight end. And he takes this one down almost all the way to the 30. 24 yards the gain there. Another 1st down as well.
Not only have they completed a couple on this drive, but they peeled off some pretty good chunks of yardage, too.
Absolutely. Great start. 2 nice plays in the pass game. Now can they continue to feed off that? Into a double team, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Alex Singleton. Well, when I looked down, he was kind of shaking his head right after he threw that pass. What did you see?
Well, from a defense's perspective, anytime you have your eyes back towards the quarterback, you're in a position to make a play on the ball, whether it's a big-time play by you or an overthrow by the quarterback. You have a much better opportunity.
He'll start on the ground. This is Gordon on 1st down. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. 76 yards for him on the ground now as he has been terrific here this afternoon. They stay on the ground. This time it's Williams. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. 3 quarters in the books. We'll return with more after this. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. Looking at a 2nd and 11 now after the loss. Off the play fake. Here's Wilson. He finds his man. Complete. That's Beck. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work this to the 45.
And the big guy catches the ball out of the backfield, and oftentimes it's quite a surprise to the guys playing defense because not ordinarily thought as a pass catcher, it often works when they decide to dial it up.
A field goal from this spot likely out of the question. They've got to get closer here on third down. Wilson. He's going to drop this one down to Gordon. And he's going to have another first down as the tackle comes at the Raiders' 34-yard line. A strong pickup of 11 keeps their drive alive. From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. From the gun, it's a run for Williams. Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's 2nd and 9.
That's a really nice play, being able to stack that one up. When they get back in the huddle, he's got to tell his guys up front, great job. They kept people off of him, allowed him to run free, and make the hit on the runner.
Filled the gap nicely, kept him to just a 1-yard gain. Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run. Well, they'll run it here on the jet sweep. And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. So it's the big left tackle who gets tagged with a hold.
And sometimes you're actually executing the block well, and he starts to slip off of you, and instinctively you reach out and grab him. And when it's done like that, it's often seen by the official and called.
Now they face a 2nd and long following the holding penalty. They go play action with Wilson. And this is going to be intercepted. Picked up by Rocky Sin. And the Raiders are going to take possession here at their own 16-yard line. Well, we say it often, Charles, but not all interceptions are created equally, and that is a big one here in a tie ball game in the 4th quarter.
And, Brandon, when games are this close, it usually comes down to the team making the fewest mistakes, and that was one of our mantras back at Tennessee. Coach Majors used to say all the time, the team making the fewest mistakes will win. You've got to cut those down to give yourself an opportunity.
The Raider offense set to get this drive started. And the question, can they turn that interception into points? A tie game for the moment in the 4th quarter. They start to drive with White. Give him a couple on the carry there, 2nd and 8.
Certainly a nice job there by the defense rallying to the football and getting him on the ground, but I think the play gets made by the defensive front because if they can't get upfield, their job is to go ahead and get low, almost get into a ball sometimes, stack things up, and make it difficult for the runner to find a hole.
A 2nd down pass play there, but it's incomplete.
I didn't like the look of that play right from the beginning. I thought he should have seen the coverage that was there, tried to force it in. That one, he's fortunate, just fell incomplete.
Here's Carr to throw. And this is going to be intercepted. Picked off by Justin Simmons. And his guys will take over at the 25-yard line. 2nd straight drive now here, Charles, that have ended with an interception.
And I just wonder, because I don't think it's going to rattle him necessarily, but I also wonder if it's going to nerve him a little bit. Does it lead to another one? Or does he find a way to pull it together and become sharp again?
They'll run it up the middle now. Gordon. And he'll maneuver his way forward for about 4. 2nd and 6.
Well, at the end of all that hitting and hollering, it was a 4-yard run, so the offense is going to go back down and feel pretty good about themselves. Defensively, you have to feel okay because you didn't let it turn into a bigger run, but the goal, shut it down for 2 yards or less. That's when you start to feel good about yourselves.
On 2nd down, Gordon once more. And he is into the end zone for a Denver touchdown. Melvin Gordon with career touchdown number 75. And the Broncos have broken our tie and have taken a 4th quarter lead. McManus's point after is good, and they will take a 7-point lead. after the touchdown. Here's McManus now to kick it away. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. The Raider offense set to get this drive started. And now they'll look to answer working from behind. And remember, this offense has sputtered yet to score here in the second half. They'll need to change that here. And he's brought down, getting this one up to about the 35. Give him 10 yards there, and about by the nose of the football, he's going to have a first down. They run straight ahead here with White. And he'll get this up to about the 40. Give him 5 on the carry there, and it'll be second down.
That's a really good gain right there. They pick up 5 yards halfway to a first down. The only problem now in the huddle, everyone's going to want to touch the football. Be a lot of chattering now because they've seen that they can move the line of scrimmage.
Now the Broncos are going to call the first of their timeouts. That'll leave them with 2 remaining. We'll be back after this. Ball at the 40 here for second and 5. Working from the gun, it's Carr. He'll find his tight end. That's Waller. And this is going to be another first down as they'll make the tackle at the Broncos' 43. They give him 17 yards that time as that'll move the chains.
I like the design that we're seeing right there. This is what they need. Down by a touchdown here in the 4th. They just need to keep working their way downfield. And when they see openings, take their shots.
And this time they were waiting for him as he'll be knocked out before he can get back to the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play there, second down. And as a defensive end, getting off the ball quickly, swarming to the football, making a tackle, that's what we saw right there.
Yeah, that's what their job is, and really a lot of the time they have to throttle back a little bit in the run game because you know those defensive ends, they're like in a sprinter stance, they're just headed straight for the quarterback. That was good recognition on that play to hold them to no gain.
And this is going to be another first down as they'll make the tackle at the Broncos' 25-yard line. They got 18 yards out of that one, and it gets them a new set of downs. Carr now on first down. And the coverage terrific there as that's knocked down and incomplete.
Well, he's smart enough to avoid the taunting rule, but I'll guarantee he quietly has told them, you might want to stop coming after me downfield because I just broke up another pass and took away a big shot that you were trying to succeed with.
On second and 10, Carr. And the comeback may stall out. It's intercepted. Picked off by Ronald Darby. And the Broncos are going to have it here at their own 15. Agreed, that's twice now in this 4th quarter.
As a quarterback, a lot of times you think it's all on you to make plays when you're losing. And here, the play's not there, but he throws it anyway.
They'll try and grind some clock with Gordon. And I think this defense knew what was coming as he is smothered behind the line. Got to figure now, after getting that turnover, they're just going to be happy to keep the ball on the ground, right?
This is where covering the football, taking care of the ball, all the ball security terms that have ever been used, they come into play for the guys on offense right now. Just take care of it, and they've got a good chance of ending up winning this game.
So the opening play of the drive goes backwards. Now they'll come up on second and 12. Here's Wilson to throw. And down he goes. Brought down a Raider sack. And his defense here going to burn their second timeout. But you can also factor in another timeout that they'll get when the clock stops at the 2-minute warning. It's 3rd and long now for Wilson and the Broncos after that sack. Operating from the gun. Wilson under pressure. They got him again. Max Crosby able to record his 5th sack of the season.
As I was watching the play unfold, my eyes immediately went to the referee because I wanted to see, was he going to put those 2 hands over his head and that universal signal for a safety? But it's at the 1-yard line. You know you're playing with fire when you get sacked that close to the goal line.
fourth quarter, down to the final 2 minutes, and we've got a one-score game. Here's Sam Martin now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. And he's able to get it out of there. Taken right around the 44. A pretty good punt, but a nice 13-yard return. And the Raiders will have a short field to work with as they take over. Carr. And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's second down. A couple extra defensive backs out there in the dime, and because of that, really not many places to throw the football, if any.
And typically, what would you want to do against that dime?
Run the football.
You want to run the ball, but you can't do it in this situation. Not nearly enough time on the clock. You having to really navigate against a tough defense presented against you.
Carr's throw taken in by Adams. And he'll be brought down at the 27. Here's Carr. That's complete to his tight end, Waller. And he'll go out of bounds in the red zone just inside the 20. So the completion good for 7 there, and it'll be second down.
It didn't check off every box, but the most important one. Got the clock stopped, getting out of bounds. It may be a little short of the first down, but I thought that was the key.
Carr to throw. Oh, not sure he saw the linebacker there as that's batted down and incomplete. Trying to squeeze it in there at this stage of the game. You got to take some chances. Nice job to knock it away, though.
You're so right. Understanding where they are in the game, you got to take that opportunity and maybe thread the needle. Unable to get it done there.
He's got it. And they corral him just a couple yards shy of the end zone. They're able to convert on third down, and that sets up a 1st and goal. Tell you what, he's been able to put the ball in some tight spots all game long. That throw, no different.
Yeah, a lot of people would call it a gutsy type of a throw. I think he looks at it as, I can do it, so it's not that big of a deal to me, and I'm going to keep firing.
A looming decision to make on the conversion, down 7, but first things first, they need to score as they come up on 1st and goal. Here's White, and yes, he's into the end zone, so they get the late score they needed, and now the extra point can tie this thing up in the final minute. Don't forget the extra point. It's up and good. And, partner, we've got a tie game here in the 4th. Nothing separating these two sides. 24 all our score as he sends this one away. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. Denver offense at the line, ready to go. Well, partner, here it is. They've got the chance to win the game. You'd have to think they need to get it near the opposite 40 to have a chance to kick a game-winning field goal. We'll see what they can do.
And you're right about that, because if we look at it in macro, that's what it looks like. But I think in micro, the head coach has already asked his special teams coach, what is he feeling? What does he think? Where does he want the football? What's the yard line we have to get? And he's already relayed that to his quarterback and his offense. They know what the goal is. Now the key, can they get there?
Here's Wilson. Albert Okwuegbunam, the intended target. And he's going to pick up a first down here as that clock continues to run. That one goes for 13 yards, and it moves the sticks. And the clock will now stop as a timeout is called with 5 seconds left. Wilson to throw. He'll let this go deep for Sutton. And he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete. And we've got free football. 4 quarters done, and we're dead even. We'll have overtime after this timeout. It's a little teaching moment here. Overtime rules. Remind us how this goes, partner.
Okay, so in the past, we had sudden death. First team to score wins, but no longer. Now, if the team receives the ball, scores a touchdown, they win the game. If they kick a field goal, though, or don't score, the other team gets a possession. And after both teams get a possession, then we're into sudden death. First team to score wins the game.
And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. And everyone knows the OT rules, Charles, but pretty simple formula. They go down and get a field goal, we continue play, but if they can find the end zone on this possession, ball game over.
And as meticulously as all teams plan for a game, I don't doubt for a second on that offense coordinator's play sheet, he's got some overtime plays that he wants to run. I know it sounds crazy, but they plan for everything. 1st and 10 all the way throughout the game, 2nd and 7, whatever. Right now, he's looking at that play sheet saying, if we get to overtime, what can we break out that they haven't seen?
On 2nd down, Gordon once more. And he'll be brought down shy of the 40 at the 38-yard line. 113 yards rushing for him now as he is just trying to will his guys to an overtime victory.
Well, that was a unit that understood exactly where the first down marker was, handed it to their guy who could run it, created some space, and he got there.
So following the run by Gordon, here's 1st and 10. On 1st down, they'll go to the ground attack. And he takes this up right near the 45-yard line. A solid run on 1st down, gain of 7, leaves him with a 2nd and 3.
Well, no matter how they phrase it, staying on schedule, staying ahead of the sticks, whatever you want to call it, 7 yards on 1st down, that fits the bill.
A good run, got 7 on 1st. Here's 2nd and 3. They'll run out of the gun here. Williams pushing forward for 3 up to the 48. Pretty good job defensively. Thought he was going to get it, but they knew where that marker was, and they stopped him just short of it.
What it does is emphasize that strategic football and situational football is not just played on the offensive side, is it? Defense understanding, as you noted, where the first down marker was and making sure they didn't get there.
Another tote for Gordon. He's been busy this afternoon. And he will have the Broncos 1st down, maybe by about a yard as they find a way to convert on 3rd and inches. Well, they gave themselves options there on the 3rd down play and were able to convert on that RPO.
Shows a lot of trust with the guy taking the snap, doesn't it? Because you're counting on him to make the right reads and give the ball where it's supposed to go. And he did on that play.
All runs on this drive so far. It's 1st and 10.
14,
This is Gordon as they go to him again. And he'll manage to pick up about 4. It's 2nd down. They've had some success here in overtime of this opening drive running the football right back to that well.
And why not? When you have that kind of success, make them stop you. And until they do, keep going back to that well you just spoke about. I think there's more water there and available to them.
First throw in overtime now for Wilson. And his throw's going to be incomplete.
Certainly looked like someone was very confident in his ability to fit that one in. I would say he was overconfident because there wasn't a whole lot of separation there. Had that one covered pretty well downfield and knocked it away.
Opening drive of overtime and now facing a 3rd down and 6. Big play coming up. Wilson. No, bottled up. Fumble. It's out. It's loose. And the Raiders pick it up. And they take possession 2 yards away from midfield at the 48-yard line. And a costly, costly mistake. Coaches talk so much about ball security, and in overtime, so paramount.
Partner, do you ever wonder, maybe they talk about it too much?
Too much, yeah.
Doesn't seem like you can, but maybe by discussing it time and time again, and you know they overemphasized it here, it almost became self-fulfilling.
And any points beat them here. Field goal or a touchdown now. And the stop here will come at the 38-yard line.
On any explosive run, you can almost feel the ground shaking, and that's from the offensive linemen creating space for their runners. I had an old coach tell me before, they always told his runners, run around the offensive line in pregame. Get used to the ground shaking so you don't trip and fall when it happens in a game.
On second down, they'll run with White. And some room to maneuver. And he is in for the score. And it is absolute stunned silence here as they win it on the road in overtime. So this one, a victory for the Raiders. So for Las Vegas, it's a win they needed, if for nothing else than their sanity, as they move to 4-6. And they'll get another road date next week as their opponents will be the Seattle Seahawks. Meanwhile, for Denver, they're going the wrong way as this will drop them to 3-7 now on the year. And they'll be on the road next week for a matchup with the Carolina Panthers.